friends, Ellen here. Hope all you are doing well. Welcome back to my Southern kitchen. This is my last cooking video of 2023. So what a great way to end the year with a great recipe that'll be perfect to serve for your New Year's dinner. We're going to make a Southern Lowcountry classic, Hoppin John. And Hoppin John is a side dish that has rice, black-eyed peas, smoked meat, and vegetables. And my friends, it is so simple and easy to make. And as always, it is the bomb.com delicious. Everybody's going to love and enjoy this, and it will bring you luck in the new year. And I'll post a complete recipe along with the instructions down below in the description box. And also check out my Southern black-eyed peas with bacon recipe and my previous video, Southern hush puppies. I'll post the link to those down below in the description box. So grab your black-eyed peas, your veggies, and get your rice cooking sugar, because we're about to cook some Hoppin John magic in my Southern kitchen. Here we go! Alright my friends, the first step we're going to do is cook our meat. In my large pot, I have my smoked turkey wing, and they cut into pieces, or you can use a smoked ham hock or a smoked pork bone. And I have my fire over high heat. And into our smoked turkey wing, we're going to add in 2 cups of black-eyed peas that I rinsed and removed the bad ones. Now we're going to add in 6 cups of chicken broth, and I'm using low sodium chicken broth so I can control the amount of salt that I use. We're going to use this whole box. That's 4 cups. And 2 cups. I'm going to add in some kosher salt. And all we do is bring it to a boil. All right, my friends, our peas has came to a boil. So now we're going to cover it. Going to cut the fire down to medium. And we're going to let it simmer for 2 hours until tender. All right, my friends, I'm through cooking my black-eyed peas. See how nice and tender they are? And smells heavenly. And off camera, I removed it from my burner, and I also removed the smoked meat and reserved 2 cups of the liquid from the black-eyed peas because we're going to use it to cook our rice later. So now we're going to set them aside while we prep our vegetables. Over here, I have 1 large yellow onion, or you can use a white onion, 1 green bell pepper, 1 bunch of green onions, and 2 cloves of garlic. We're going to dice them up. Alrighty, now we're ready to cook them. In my saucepan, I have my fire over medium heat. We're going to add in 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter and 1 tablespoon of canola oil. The butter will give it water content, and the oil will give it a nice fry to it. And we're going to let the butter melt. And as soon as it melts, I'll bring you back. Alright, my friends, the butter has melted. So now we're going to add in our diced onions and our diced green onions and our diced bell pepper. We're going to season it with some kosher salt and some white pepper, or you can use black pepper to taste. Give this a quick stir. And we're going to let this fry for 5 minutes until they're translucent. Alright, my friends, our onions, green onions and bell peppers, nice and translucent. It smells so good. Nothing like the smell of peppers and onions cooking. About to be something magical. Alright, now it's time to add in our garlic. And give this a stir. And we're going to let it cook for 1 minute. Alright, my friends, now we're going to add in 2 cups of long grain white rice that I rinsed. And give this a stir. And you always want to rinse your rice to get rid of the starch. And we're going to let the rice toast for 5 minutes. All right, so now it's time to add in the liquid. Going to add in 4 cups in total. So this is 2 cups of the remaining chicken broth. And 2 cups of our cooking liquid from the black-eyed peas. Give this a stir. And I'm going to give this a quick taste to see if it needs any more salt. Excellent. So all we do is bring it to a boil. Alrighty, my friends, our rice has came to a boil. So now I'm going to cover it. And we're going to cut the fire down to low. And we're going to let it cook for about 20 minutes until the rice is tender. Alright, my friends, let's take a look at the rice. Oh, yeah. Perfectly cooked rice. Going to fluff it up. Beautiful. So now we're ready for the final step. I have placed my black-eyed peas onto my burner. We're going to add in the rice. You can also shred your smoked turkey wing and put it into the rice and peas, but I'm going to leave mine like it is. Now we're going to add in the remaining 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Stir this in. So we're going to let it finish cooking for another 10 minutes. And cover the pot. And then I'll pour it into my bowl. And then we'll give it a taste. All right, my friends, there you have it. Hoppin John. Doesn't that look good? And I garnish it with some green onions on top. Now it's time for the best part, the tasting. Here we go. Look at that. Have a bite. Nice and tender and perfectly cooked. Has great balance of flavor. This Hoppin John is fantastic, my friends. Please give this recipe a try. Yum-o. Hoppin John licious. My friends, I want to thank all y'all for watching and joining me in my Southern kitchen today. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to share this with your family and friends. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell so that way you'll be notified when my new videos come out. Also, follow me on social media, Facebook, Ellen's Homemade Delights, and Instagram at Ellen Delights. And don't forget to hashtag Ellen's Homemade Delights. And I'll see you next time. Let's eat. Much love and Happy New Year.